Hello, Replay viewer. Thank you for connecting. I am Ami, broadcasting from Far East Japan. Happy full moon, everybody. Hope you are having a wonderful weekend or starting new week of October 2022. So, technically, the full moon I had in my location is this early morning, like 5:30 in the morning or so. So the Monday morning, and we are having a national holiday, that October the 10th, Monday here. And fortunately, unfortunately, having rain over the weekend, so it's kind of weather changing, season changing, the fall is becoming more deeper and deeper on each rain, so to speak. That's what I'm experiencing here in Far East. So, about the full moon, I like to take this moon cycle, full moon, new moon, full and new beginning, the cycle. And when you connect into the moon cycle, noticing how fast the moon is connected to the earth as a full and new. And the moon is literally connected to the gravity and the water. And just simply think about the human body is made of water over 70%. US standard is more like 80%. Baby is like more. And Japan standard is because of the average population is becoming older. So it's like less than 70%. But think about that. Our body is made of water, and the gravity, which is very important to living in the earth reality, and the moon and the earth related to that component, so we absolutely get effect on that cycle, being part of Mother Earth, living on this earth experience. So what about this water element? The water element is the second energy center, second chakra, color orange, which is about emotions and reproductive organs. So that emotionally easily get interrupted by this full moon cycle. And the water, of course, the ocean, the tide is influenced by moon cycle. The full moon is charged up emotions and easily get emotionally reactive to whatever. So the emergency room for the hospital or the police department, one of the busiest day is the full moon. That's the evidence shows as an human collective energetic effect with the moon. So on the other hand, the other component of the moon cycle, the moon is full moon is the fullness. It's perfect, letting go of all charged up energy, reaching into the full, and then to releasing it. I have to celebrating it, letting go, no longer serving emotions, anger, sadness, whatever, that no longer serving our bettering. It's not good or bad. We experience both in order to get the value and how we connect to each aspect of our life. So once the unwanted energy is coming to our awareness, we can let go one by one. The challenge is once it comes to awareness, then it can be taken care of. However, we don't see. So that's the thing, that something is bothering, but we don't see, and then that's hard to get healed, because we don't know the cause of it, but somehow it's something feeding off, or the life is not working the way that it's supposed to be, or that. So the idea is to become aware of how you are responding to the life showed up in your world, knowing where you're going to. And that's like, do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? That's a very good question. Do you know where you're going to, heading to? What's the next destination? Harutamata goal that you like to achieve or welcoming experience. So this is a perfect time to get clarifying that where we are going to, aligning to, and how do we like what the life is showing up in our path. We want to keep what we like to take for the next step, and then we like to let go, no longer serving for the next step. So let's do that work on using this full moon energy and shedding all this old skin or energetic skin or whatever, that shield that created during this journey with that full moon energy. It's perfect. And those of you who are joining the energy circle, thank you for adding your energy to our co-creating field energy of oneness, that we support and being supported for one another and our individual intentional creation and healing. And I like to take this full moon to resetting our intention and gather together our energy in the one place, the field energy, and created the visual image. And I'm gonna add your name and your chosen word intention for this cycle of the autumn, October, November, December, for the 3 months till the end of this year, what you would like to intent, create, welcoming, and what's the word symbolizing your heart of the matter, your intention, your goal. And let us know on the visual. There's an instruction on my Instagram, Ami Max Joy, AMI Max Joy. You can link from the bio. And I posted that visual and took that image to shrine near me the other day and get some blessings. So we would like to use that energy space to add in our intention, energy, and co-create the mutual interest to support one another as one energy. So when you put your intention, and then you are also being supported by other like-minded joiner who are also interested in self-bettering, support one another with our Heart of the Matter self-bettering as a group community. So please join, and I just posted. So this is the perfect time to let us begin again to choose and set and send energy and receiving healing or support for your creation. And also I'm taking a healing request if you have any extra energy needed for a special event, important day, job interview, offers, or a date, or appointment, or presentation, or surgery, anything that you need extra energy for boosting your power or your healing for the best outcome. I'm more than happy to include extra energy for your needs. That's what I do for the community for free. So please let me know by personal message if you hi Mel, happy full moon. Send me a personal message over Instagram or Twitter personal message. Ami Max Joy. And as an energy healer, I send our energy circle every morning for the healing and embodying extra energy for the intended creation. So that's what you get joining energy circle from me, at least. And then on top of that, I take your healing request. So please let me know. I get some like surgery appointment, or a family member or friend is needing some extra healing for recovering something, or so that. And I know that it works. That when I was needing a most, I was amazingly get a support. It's indirect sometimes. Sometimes it's direct, but synchronicity comes, and amazingly, like lucky coincidences, in a sense, it could happen. So we need one of these miracles on top of everything that we do on our part with our best effort, and then extra energy. That's what we do for backing up your intentional creation. Oh, thank you, Mel. Happy full moon. I just had a great lunch with a local circle friend, and that actually boosted my energy. It was unexpected happy that she's swung by near me, and then, hey, let's do some hangout because it's full moon. I was like, yeah. So we just had a nice time and chat and went shopping in the neighborhood. So that was a great holiday Monday here. So that was good. Thank you. So here's a full moon reminder using this mind body makeover card to refreshen our intention, reminding using this full moon energy. Okay, so here, yeah, Tat, this is a reminder for this full moon, all of us. So let's see. Healing sadness. The sixth energy center, color indigo. It's about third eye here. It's intuition, intellect, and brain. That's what the energy center. In conjunction with the sadness. Sadness is one of the 5 basic human emotions: love, joy, fear, anger, and sadness. Sadness is how come it's not happening, or it is happening to me. That, or the lost or something. It's supposed to be here, but it's no longer the case. That sadness. It's called the negative emotion, but sadness is also bringing information. So our job is to get the information that sadness is bringing, and then use it for ideal better. So what is the ideal? It's towards the chosen destination. So it's good to get to know clearly where we are heading at the moment. So here is the healthy thought under this full moon is, I am able to see things through a different perspective, and I clearly communicate what I see to others. I am able to see things through a different perspective, and I clearly communicate what I see to others. That's healthy thought. Unhealthy thought is things come easier to others. My mind has always been in the clouds. Things has things come easier to others. My mind has always been in the clouds. You know that when we connect with friends through the social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, it's easily to see other people's succeeding point, happy point, enjoying point, because not too many people post a depressive picture, right? And there's no point to sharing this depressive, sad moment to others. So that's actually a tricky part. So we are always seeing someone's happy moments, and that doesn't mean that that person doesn't have a sad moment or challenges, you know. And then seeing people's happy, enjoyable, and sometimes when you are in a downward, it's kind of depressive, like, hey, how come I'm feeling this way and it seems like everybody else is having a happy time. You know, that's the media trick. So that's a psychological trap that we easily get into, especially after social media is getting into. And then people faking their happy moments and post it as a happy life, but actual reality is quite different. You know, that's it's. I'm so glad that I'm not at the teenager at this era, because must be hard. Must I know this media trick to establish that trust, friendship, and relatedness? It's more complex and complicated than when I was teenager. Well, actually, I grown up with a mass media exposure because my parents occupation. So that's other things that messed up with the medias and community experience. um yeah. So but it's still, psychological effect is very, it deserve attention to make it healthy. And at this point, the digital community is still new and growing, and we are still exploring what would be healthy way to connect and relate. So that's the stage, but it's good to become aware that n- no one wants to post that sad face to the friends, showing and sharing. That doesn't mean that everybody else is having a happy life, and except me experiencing the sadness, unsuccessful, disappointing situation. So if you are thinking or noticing that kind of feeling, and then you're not the only one, all of us, at least a little, we feel that. That's human being, but that's the trick of the media. So that's a good reminder, though. So let's check what Dr. Mona Lisa needs to add on this healing sadness, the third eye, the think about it. Healing sadness. Page 7. Okay. So, yeah. So, one very common cause of depression and sadness is having a negative self image. Some people are very gifted artists and musicians, but they are struggle with language arts, dyslexia, which my brain has. Other individuals have a great capacity to be present emotionally for others, but have difficulty paying attention in the classroom. ADHD. For a healthy mood, all of us have to identify, accept, and embrace our unique brain style. If we reject our identity, gifts, and flaws, we will be ultimately more susceptible to depression and its associated health problems. If you have difficulty identifying your intellectual gifts, read my book, Dr. Mona Lisa's book, The New Feminine Brain. That's actually a wonderful book. It's a very thick book. The New Feminine Brain. Or get a neuropsychiatrist evaluation from a clinical neuropsychiatrist, psychologist, capturing, celebrating your unique genius and learning to embrace your weakness are the first step to healing sadness. That is so true. So it's getting to know about ourselves, and something that visible is easily identifying. Let's say like I'm too skinny, or I'm too overweight, or I'm short, I'm too tall. These are the easily noticeable because it's physical, and human information is mostly 80% is coming from the vision, eyes. However, the brain is invisible. So seeing invisible is such a valuable thing, and so many people only see just the visible side. But focusing on non-visible and get to know about yourself, your body's needs inside also, and your brain's way of thinking and processing, or before act out, processing all this information, commanding, getting to know your nature invisibly. It's such a wonderful things that you can do and relate to your unique human beingness. And once you know how you are responding better, and then more you can use that availability towards the ideal, not forcing that to challenging it, but to minimizing it and use it for a more ideal. So example, like my brain has a dyslexia, which I learned that so many later years, like not that so long ago though, through actually Dr. Mona Lisa's. I was reading her book, one of her books, Awakening Intuition, and then some portion that I was like, she was sharing own experience about her brain, how she thinks, and all that. And then I was like, wait a second, this is exactly what I experienced. And then it says dyslexia, and then I went into that terminology and digging into it. That was the first time that I noticed that word dyslexia. And then I was like, wow, this is me. My brain has it. Such an healing. The forgiveness that it's like the way that I felt my own default system, without knowing it, I was so harshing to challenging it. And if I couldn't do that, it feels like it's my fault, but it was not, because my brain works in a different way. So anyhow, and there's so many unique point that each one of us has, and we must know. It's better to notice, and so then we can love ourselves. Then most of the case that the parents or friends are based on their own system, and that's how we operate, based on our own system, and then judging, filtering with our own belief system, the way we feel. At least I was like that too. So if it's different, and then it's like a pointing out, how come you are not, the classroom is like, how come you cannot do this, or how come da da da, and then psychologically feel like, well, that's my fault. Something must be wrong with me. So that is kind of damaging the self-image and self-esteem, and so forth. But once we identify the cause of it, and then it's possible recover in it. I'm still noticing the damage from that childhood, but now it's no more extra damage for that, and knowing oh unique nature. And one of the things that I'm reading this book, because I'm challenging my dyslexia, because I don't read straight, so voice it out and read it out, it's such a challenge, like a psychological value, because always seeing the wrong order, backwards. um so that's one of the reasons that I am reading here, to build in some new muscle, to even if I make mistakes and some pointing out that you cannot read straight. Yeah, of course, because my brain works in that way, but I wanted to overcoming that. So that's one of the reasons that I started to read out loud when I have a chance, to build in some sort of a psychological immunity, to boosting some part of me, but not so much forcing into challenging my weakness, because I know that following the numbers is not ideal for my brain style. Oh, thank you, Mel. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, and if I'm, and then I chose marketing professional. The marketing is all about numbers, checking the numbers and. Oh, thank you. You're so nice. Thank you. Such a healing. Um, so the professionals and the numbers and all the datas and numbers and determine analysis, that's a challenge for my brain. It takes 5 times more effort and time to read the books and numbers, right? And then I needed to hide that I was not so good without knowing that my brain has an dyslexia. But at some point I became okay, so I am going to ask someone who is good at numbers, and then ask he or her to support me, or I'm gonna have an assistant that who is really good at numbers. So then that could help my weakness, admitting that, instead of challenging my weakness to become better. That was such a stressful period in my early career stage, in my 20s and early 30s. But the later, that overcoming without knowing, but admitting the weakness of own part. And then of course there's an other part is developing as a person, as a professional, so feel comfortable to ask for help, admitting self, unless otherwise it takes time to build the sureness, trust in self as a specific profession, or because the self-esteem got shredded because of that. But anyhow, I'm telling you, it's a rebuildable and definable, and brushing up, and then to be able to focus on something that unique part of the system. So if you are physically tall or skinny or overweight or whatever, that you noticing your uniqueness as an traumatized experience, as an disliking part, but finding a way to reconnecting, finding a new scenario to use it for your unique point, is a creativity. So I would suggest to you to use your creativity to rewire in your unique benefit, gift to something usable, lovable for yourself and meaningful for your love and to the world around you. It's such a wise way to use being creative about. So, and then everybody else can get benefit out of you love yourself more in a creative way. So that's what that's what uniqueness and then the sadness, the hidden sadness. I am able to see things through a different perspective, and I clearly communicate what I see to others. That's a healthy part. And unhealthy thought is things come easier to others. My mind has always been in the crowd. So it's the sixth energy center, the brain style, the paying attentions and processing the thought and logically delivering the idea to the world around us. Knowing your uniqueness, it's your job, and to use the creativity to find in a way that resonate to your heart of the matter and sadness. No need to compare with anyone. I'm telling to myself too, the trap of the social media. you know, Everybody has own timing, own uniqueness, own joy to explore. So connecting self-love and what you really want to experience, and perhaps that you really wanting to have it yesterday but it's not happening and got frustrated, how come it's not happening, it's sad, but for her, for him, how come it's me? you know Maybe the universe has a delay, but that doesn't mean that universal deny. Just being open to the something that we unknown yet, but as long as we are aligning to being open to the heart of the matter and welcoming that matching element as an experience, and then universe would be a friendly place, I suppose. And it's the matter of how we think. And I know we always go up and down. I myself go up and down, and especially full moon, it's emotionally charged. There's emotions up and unstable. How come I'm so stressful, frustrated, da 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 da? That's what I was feeling this morning. And then, out of the blue, my friend called me and it was like, change. Just the one text or one phone call sometimes change the whole experience. And, excuse me, put that, hide the microphone here. Yeah. So that's the full moon reminder for healing sadness. Let us get clear about what we are thinking and what we are intending, and we can communicate clearly, and that would help us get closer to that ideal alignment. When we are able to communicate clearly, that's a communication skills, but even energetically deepening the clarity, and then the word perhaps it's coming easier to show, connect to the world around us. Thank you, Mel. So that's what the full moon reminder for all of us: healing sadness. Healing sadness, the sixth energy center. Okay, so Mel, would you like to pick the reminder for this full moon? Let me have your number between 1 to 10, please. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Infinite 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here is reminder for this full moon for you, Mel. Healthy joy. Healthy joy. Third energy center. Color yellow. Sense of self, self-esteem, power, drive to decide, be responsible, desire, will, driving power, the fire, powerhouse. Yay! For joy, self-love. So the healthy thought first, and then unhealthy thought, and then let me scan your energy and come up with some reminder might be helpful for resetting intention for this full moon for you. Okay, so the healthy thought is, I can be happy and love myself whether I'm walking or at rest. I can be happy and love myself whether I am walking or at rest. That's healthy thought. Unhealthy thought, I feel happiest if I am busy, productive, or at work on something. So, okay, let me scan your energy. Okay, the first thing that came to me is that your antenna, the sensor sensing for your creation is up and seems to be on the right track, on the path. And I get the sense that something that willingness to communicate and express. I think you've been walking so well in the area to express yourself and to, like almost like a momentum is coming here. So that's a paradoxical reminder that when we wanna creating something, like communicating is so productive, like in the flow, and then just being yourself and relax and back off and nurturing, pampering. It feels like a waste of time, or like I'm in the flow and I can do that, and it's like oh gee, it feels like sit back or back off is not so ideal, and then more feeling good to moving forward. But just a reminder here could be that we are human being, not doing. So I don't see you as a workaholic or anything, but just a reminder here is the balancing as in the Libra energy, that being so active, connecting, expressing, creating, and then also do nothing, rejuvenating. Both are needed, especially under this full moon, the fullness, to reach in, relax, back off, meditate, and enjoying do nothing is also being important part of your role for totality to create that experience as your new reality. So I'm sending the healing and reminder that feels like you're on the right path. Step I'm not done before in a Twitter space yesterday. I felt I should share a poem. Oh, okay. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. That's excellent. So using the momentum is nice, but at the same time, allow yourself to be do nothing um, is also the part of a package. One of the professional I really admire, who's a dancer. He's an amazing principal of the ballet, and I'm following him on the Instagram. I think it was Instagram, and then realize something that something easy I forget about, because my profession is very intellectual work, and physically it's always on my couch or sitting. It's the same space, and then I go everywhere intellectually. That's my nature in profession. But as a dancer, always physical. So seeing his professional work and the flow is like preparing physically for the stage, of course, and practicing it for the show, one goal, and then recovering time. I was like, okay, so this is like plan, do, see in the marketing, so to speak, planning ahead of time and then doing it and then reviewing it. These are the package that intellectually we do. And but as a human being, as a human nature, where is the recovering time for me? Feels like always plan to see, and then I need to take a recovery time as a physical dancer, is because the intellectual work is also needing recovery, unless otherwise just overwhelming and 24/7 thinking of that, and in other words, it's like a boundary, but it's very difficult to put the one boundary when you are into the intellectual work. So that ballerina person is really a good reminder for me that, oh, okay, he's in the preparation for, and then he's doing it, and then now he's at the recovery. It was uncomfortable. Oh, that's great. That's a great expansion, Mel. Congratulations. That's awesome. So, it's a balance of putting it out and then to healing, but it's the recovery is such an important balanced package to create the healthy creation that we do. Just doing, and no recovery. It's sometimes it's collapse quickly, but to sustainability and grow healthy, and then that balance could be a good reminder. And then I'm so grateful for, thank you for sharing that you started Twitter space. That's wonderful. I'm gonna come join you if I can connect with the time frame next time when you do so. Yeah. So oh, that's wonderful. Yay! So it's the fullness, reach that goal that under this full moon. Yay! That's awesome. Thank you for sharing, Mel. Stretching out yourself. Stretch out from comfort zone and to expand something that you really resonate to. That's awesome. Congrats. So I'm sending healing and use the momentum and to remember to embracing both doing and recovering part to create sustainable, healthy growth as your new reality. Thank you for allowing. You're welcome. That's wonderful. That's so happy to know that doing something expansive and following your goal. Yeah, especially that this past week, October, I must say, it's a quite different energy from September. That's what I noticed. So it's more encouraging and more quickly productive energy towards hopefully this season. So yeah, that's awesome. Excellent, excellent. Well, thanks for sharing, Mel. So how was your experience of sharing the voice space? So brave, so brave. mm, that's nice. That's nice. Excellent. Something new to explore. Yay. I'm so happy for you. So that this full moon, just set an intention and choose one word, and please join, share with the energy circle. I posted on the Instagram the visual that we can put the word, and I'm gonna handwrite your word into the visual of our energy circle that we co-create for September. No, not that. October, this November, December, 3 months until till the end of this year, 2022. Wow, it's ending. But we have 3 months to harvest what we would like to harvest. We putting it in this year, 2022, and adjusting what matters to our heart most, and maybe deeper clarity can be found when we do so, because we're doing it many times periodically with the moon flow this year at least, so that more and more we do, sometimes it gives deeper clarity, sometimes it's just the same, you know. It's where you are on your intentional creational stage, but it's good to use this full moon energy to shedding old part of yourself that resonate into the old experience that became history. Sometimes we want to keep as a history, but no need to stay there. Keep it, and then rest is shedding, so then we can give newness, space for expanding, welcoming, to digest, aligning to the fleshness, the new self coming out more connecting to the heart of the matter, more expressing inner joy to the world around us, and little by little discipline the outer element, connecting from inspiring from within, not from outside in, but inside out and discipline. And this takes time, like one by one. But sometimes when we are connecting here and here and here, all of a sudden, boom, flipping over like a reversible, and all of a sudden, like, wow, change. And sometimes that we are not noticing how much we changed until we experience some interaction, connection to the world around us, and it's like, wait a second, I have changed. So that update is also a good idea to do under this full moon. So write that down, or the no longer serving list under this full moon energy, and then burn it. I'm gonna burn that part, and then create the list that we would like to welcoming. Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm working on the same goals for years. Some are on the years. Yeah, but keep it going, as again, that universal delay is not denial. So when we become that, and then it aligned. So sometimes the world around us is not ready, or maybe you are encouraged to change the environment, or you may need to change yourself from within. Like if you like to become some specialist and needing the skill, and then you may need to gain the skill becoming the specialist first, like language, for example, like a third language. Then you got to start to learn some new languages, and it may take more than one night to become master in that language. So, and then at some point when you align to the enoughness, and then boom, all of a sudden changes. It just take one second. So but continuous dedication to chosen self, becoming that chosen self, is the life. So it's ideal to connect to openly, honestly, heart of the matter, not someone else's want you to be, family member or some friends or whoever, that someone telling you that she or he want you to be that person, but you feel like, really, that part of us not so resonating. hmm So yeah, the language is a good disciplined example. Like it's equal to everyone. That it doesn't happen overnight. At the day one, the second day, no one can master in that. But most of the skills is like that. But language is a very easy to identifiable example, but everybody can develop that skill if you are dedicated at some level. From there it's a value, but so it's a dedication to chosen determination to becoming that person who is aligning to the ideal self. Until then, sometimes it's maybe some are giving up on it, and so it comes down to how badly you like to become that person who is capable to sharing that, aligning that, and then that desire becomes a drive to dedicating that piece by piece, moment by moment, continuous building as that changes self, aligning to something. So and so if it is hard if it's not connected, misaligning to the heart of the matter. That's why parents want kids to study something, but you know, they never succeed because parents want them to, but the kids want to explore willingly, and then that is continuously grow because it's coming out inside out. And that paradox is always happening. It's like in the family dynamic or the work environment, assignment, any kind. But it's so important to be honest to self that is this really resonating to me? And then nicely say no if it's non-resonance. That's a very important skill, to say no nicely, practically, and with respect. And without that skill, it's really like hard time saying, avoiding to not to be involving in that. That's what I was where I came from, actually, that it's hard to say no, so I do it anyway. And then later, sooner or later, that I just say, bail out. So then shoot, I suppose not to start this because I knew that I was not gonna continue, but just wanted to show as a good face to that person or whatever. But so now that it's a hey, yeah, hey, I'm sorry, I cannot do that. And then sometimes it's like people says like, hey, you are so harsh, or you are so whatever. But that's their perception. That's their perception. It's not me. So we need a courage to protect it, because as long as you are unhappy with your choices, and then you're not gonna be happy. So we want to negotiate our heart. And if we cheat in that relatedness to our heart of the matter, and that haunt forever, as long as we live. And you can perhaps cheat in other people, but you cannot cheat your heart of the matter. That really, really haunts you. I mean, cheating is not always good, but it's bad. But you know what I mean. It's like you cannot lie to your heart of the matter. Even just to be open, negotiate to choose being responsible. I mean, that's what the third energy center. But anyway, so it's how important to feel good about chosen experience. And sometimes we choose based on whatever the ideal above neck calculation to do it. But as long as we are noticing it, knowing it, and then that's fine, because negotiating within us. And then sometimes we are unsuccessful, and then we learn that gee, was not a good idea, and then learn from that unsuccessful experience to become more successful. So that's what the life is. But to me, it's like we never know what is going to happen next. So why don't we enjoy the choice today, this moment, with open heart, connecting to whatever that we can share. It's like yeah, that's I think what I would like to share my moments with someone, and to myself too. So I'm so grateful for that. You exploring your desire, wrote that down, and expanding, stretching yourself towards chosen experience. Yay! So let us connect as one energy before closing here. And thank you for leaving the heart and retweet. As always, I truly appreciate that. And please go check the Instagram and add your intention for gather together our energy for upcoming season cycle to support one another, to wrapping up what we intended this year 2022. And tonight we want to place that list, that what we would like to welcome in, what we would like to allow in, what we would like to experience list. Place it on the pillow, and then let the universe resonate into the newness, update itself, or maybe the continuous list, that letting universe know that we are still, you are on that becoming part. And hey universe, send me the resonance, and then noticing the synchronicity in that conscious everyday activity, and be open to that synchronicity, out of the blue experience, unexpected happy or unexpected challenges, and to see how we are connected to the world around us. When we change, the world changes around us. So let's use that. Yeah, great. And then be sure to take the recovery time as an balance as your full moon reminder. That would be a good to be reminded, I think. Okay, so let us take a moment and to noticing what you are thinking right now, what you are feeling, and what your body is responding. And just take a moment and noticing the experience, what you are intending, your desire, your heart of the matter, your goals right now, and feeling the feel that you already have it. Who's around you when you're experiencing that chosen goal? Where are you? What about the smells around that? What about the feeling that you have when you're experiencing that chosen goal? What do you notice right now? So that future you is happening here now. And take the feeling right now and noticing what is no longer matching to that exciting, fulfilling, desired experience, experiencing you. Sometimes that smells really nice aroma. It's no longer the case. It's all of a sudden became stinky. If that's the case, you can remove that aroma. Even it was really nice before, up to now, but no longer. And you may need some new aroma or fresh air, or maybe just a space or openness to welcoming something unknown yet, but feeling the excitement of that allowing self. To having that allowing part, what you can leave behind now. Okay. So now let us take a long deep breath from the nose and taking the fresh air into our body, lungs and stomach, and circulate all new energy with the entire body, and let that out from the mouth. slowly, with no longer serving self, people, event, way of being, repeating, thinking, reacting, responding, no longer serving. Let go. Go when we're exiting. Ready? Let us take a long, deep breath now. 2, 3. And exhale. This time, saying out and letting all out, old self from your beingness with that sound, and literally noticing that you are letting out from the ear and the entire vibration that we can sense when we do so. Ready? Inhaling now. My throat is kind of stuck today. Open throat chakra. And then the last one, and taking all this energy around you by reminding that we are all connected under one sky, under one this fat full moon. Yeah, my lung capacity is pretty much. And to excelling and support one another's intentional creation and receive the healing at the same time. Thank you for the heart, Mel. Ready? Let's go. Thank you for sharing your lovely presence, Mel. So grateful for to be able to connect this full moon energy with you. Thank you. Happy full moon. And please let me know when you next time going to the space so that I may want to join you. And thank you, replay viewer, if you're still watching. Thank you so much. And I truly appreciate your retweet, sum up, and leaving the heart, feeling connected. And please go check my Instagram again, Ami Max Joy, AMI Max MAX Joy, and add your energy following the instruction. You're gonna see the yellow circle visual with new, and then blessing shrine picture next to it. So that's our season for upcoming, and starting this full moon for the next 3 months. So choose the symbol or the word and then add and receive the group energy for your support, and please support us so that we can get supported. All right. Thank you, Mel, for the hearts, and I see you when I see you.